in the Aston. Very exciting. It's been a few months since the Aston's been away for lockdown, and now she's out, I'm out, and we're going to have a little drive around and a chat about why I bought this car. My journey started quite bizarrely. I decided I wanted to buy a Golf R. I thought the Golf R's got a good amount of speed. It's a pretty stealthy car. Chuck the family in the back. You know, it's all things to all people, really. But my heart wasn't really set on a Golf R. I did have a little wander down to Golf West London. Popped in, saw the guy there. Said, "Look, I'm interested in buying a Golf R." He sat me down and we talked for about 4 hours on finance. I kept saying to him, I don't need finance, I can pay for it myself, but no, this guy was insistent on selling me finance. I said if he didn't let me drive the Golf, I was going to walk out of the showroom. He told me he didn't have any Golfs that I could drive. I mean, I see these Golf R's sitting in the showroom, the guy wouldn't let me drive them. So I walk out and I think, right, what's next on my list? Next on my list, BMW M2. Brilliant little car, lots of fun, super punch engine, rear wheel drive, gorgeous sports car, everything you want. Again, you can chuck the kids in the back and drive around fairly stealthily, but give it some beans around the roads. Welcome to BMW West London. They seem to have had the same challenge. I walk in, I said I'm super keen to buy a BMW M2. Chap tells me they've got none in stock. I had done a little research before I got there, and they had 2 second-hand cars in stock ready for sale. So I asked him if I could test drive a car. He said he didn't have anything available. I asked him about the second-hand car, and he said they were at the back of the showroom and he wouldn't be able to get them out until a colleague turned up to help him. Honestly, I was shocked that he wouldn't let me test drive there and then. So I wander over the road to Audi, West London. Now Audi, what I really wanted was an Audi R8. Spider, roof down, V10, beautiful car, always loved it since it first came out, or I think the original is a better looking model. So I get in the Audi, I go over, have a chat, delightful car salesman there. He says, do you want to have a listen to it? Brilliant. So I wander down to the basement and to go and have a listen. Fires up the engine, scares the pants off all the maintenance guys, gives it some welly. Awesome. He said, do you want to go for test drive? Perfect. Jump in, we go for test drive, we drive around West London, we head out on the main roads. I mean, it is a gorgeous car. I love the engine, the sound, the roof down. But when we get back to the showroom, having me told this guy I am prepared to buy a car there and there, and it's Friday afternoon, this chap's going on holiday with his wife to Spain the next week, would love the bonus. We meet up with his boss. He asks his boss if I can have some sort of discount on a brand new £120,000, £130,000 car, and his boss says he's not sure. He goes off. 20 minutes, I joke you not, 20 minutes later he comes back to tell me the best they can do is £500 off and a free paint protection treatment. I am literally sitting there with my Amex out ready to buy this car. Free paint protection and 500 quid off. I mean, again, I'm flabbergasted. I just cannot believe it. So disheartened, I can my car buying journey. Luckily the next week, I'm at my office in Hatton Garden, and there on the road is a brand new Aston Martin Vantage V8. 505 brake horsepower, beautiful Mercedes engine, Mercedes gearbox, Mercedes electronics, all the things that make an Aston desirable. Because in the morning when I get up and I want to drive it, it will work. In the evening when I drive it, it will work. So now I'm suddenly thinking, woo-hoo-hoo! Aston's the way forwards. So I wander along to Aston Martin Park Lane, and I go and have a chat with a guy. he arranges a test drive there and then, which is brilliant of him. And off we go for a drive around a very wet central London. So I didn't really get the feel for the car, but I'm warming to it. You know, Aston never on my radar before, but I'm thinking this is a beautiful looking car. It feels good. It's super comfy inside. It's up to date. It feels modern, and it's British. What's not to love? So I leave the guy. I get home. I chat to my wife. And I said, look, I'm really keen to buy an Aston. We'd had a chat about it already. She said, just do it. Go and buy it. You deserve it. So I call up HWM in Walton-on-Thames. Now, I heard these guys are brilliant, super helpful. So I phone them up and have a chat and say, look, I'm really keen to come and test drive an Aston. And the gentleman there says, no problem at all. We can pop along, arrange a time. I said, look, any chance I can come out and see you tomorrow? I really want to buy it. Now he gets a little bit more nervous, so he asks me, well, what's your timeline? I tell him I've just test driven one in central London, and I'm ready to buy. So just, tell me when, tell me where, and I'll bring my credit card. Brilliant. Off we go, West London, out through to Walton-on-Thames, get to HWM. Truly lovely people. Takes me for an awesome drive all around country lanes, A roads, B roads, and really shows me what the car can do. And that was it. Done. Fell in love. I also told him the story about my discount at Audi, or the lack thereof. He very amusingly offers me the same discount, then says, just kidding, and then offers me a discount that would be very hard to walk out of the showroom saying no to. So I didn't. I said yes, I paid my deposit, and I walked out with a brand new Aston Martin V8 Vantage. I drive this car every day. I've driven it to work, I drive it to go flying, I drive it to go sailing, I take the kids in it, well, I take one kid in it, I leave it parked on the road outside my house. It's a brilliant all-rounder. It's never let me down. Any slight niggles I've had, I've taken it back to HWM and they've sourced it for me there and then. As a daily drive, it's amazing. As a thing to get into and make yourself feel good, it's amazing. And as a thing to just look at, it's beautiful. I mean, it's just so different from anything else on the road. And I think that's a massive criticism's been levelled at it because it looks too different from a traditional Aston. But the problem I've got with traditional Astons is whilst they look beautiful, you've got to go back a long time to when the engineering actually worked. So really, it's like fine art, or it's like modern art. Do you want a really expensive picture that most people think is horrible? Or do you want a picture that people look at, recognise, and think, that is fantastic? I really, really wanted, if I'm absolutely honest, a McLaren. I test drove the 570 and loved it. I saw the Spider coming out and thought, I'm going to buy that car. I then saw the 600 LT come out and I thought, oh, that's got to be the car for me. But then I realised that whilst McLaren create beautiful, brilliant driver's cars, every time I drove one, I felt it was just a bit too good. It's a bit too much of a tool. It's a scalpel for dissecting roads. It's not a car for everyday driving and having fun in. I mean, maybe the 720 will give me that same feel. Maybe I can jump in a 720 and go out, drive it fast, drive it around lanes, and really, really feel both special and that I could carry on and do hundreds, thousands of miles in the car. But I just didn't feel that about the other McLarens. And as I look at McLarens online secondhand, there are a lot of very low mileage secondhand McLarens, which tells me most people struggle to live with a McLaren. So the Aston ticks the boxes. It's different, it's beautiful, it's brilliantly engineered, it performs fantastically, and quite frankly, nothing else I've driven drives like this. So why does the Aston feel so good? Well, this is why. car getting up to a blistering speed just by thinking about it. I hardly have to drive this car. I literally just point it, press, and off she goes. So what's the Aston really like to drive? Well, it's a little bit like this. See, I'm in sports mode and I'm cruising along, not breaking any speed limits, but giving it a little bit of beans. And it just takes everything in its stride. Every bump, every ripple, every lump is just beautifully absorbed. The only thing I can remember driving like this is my Lotus Elise. It's just engineered to absorb all of everything that life throws at you, all the bumps, all the lumps, and all the difficult pieces. It's a beautiful car. It goes fast, it handles brilliantly, and it smooths out so many of the bumps that would normally knock your teeth out. .505 brake horsepower, 4 litre V8 engine, active adaptive suspension, lots of stuff. But for me, all I like to do is put it in Sport Plus and listen to the engine note.